Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel A Monk in Cloud. In this video, we will see how to install Kubeadm on your AWS EC2 instance. So what I've done is I've documented all the commands that are required for the installation. In this installation guide, you will find the link to this GitHub repository in the description box below. Make sure to check that out. So when I come to the documentation itself, I've given you all the commands here. There are only 4 prerequisites. One is to have an Ubuntu OS on your EC2 instance. Other one is to have a sudo privileges, as in root privileges. And obviously, if you want to execute this on an EC2 instance, you need an AWS account. I hope you have that. And the last but not the least is the passion to learn. So what we need to do is, firstly, we'll log into our AWS account, get 2 Ubuntu EC2 instances. One, we will make them acts. One of the EC2 instance, we will call that as master. The other one, we will make sure to add it as a worker node. All right. So if you do not know what is Kubernetes and why do we need this installation and all, I have talked about a lot on this channel itself. You please check out Masterclass on Kubernetes EKS. So we will get more details there. Now let's head over to the AWS console, create 2 instances and get back to you. All right, I'm on my AWS console now. I'll go to EC2. Let's go ahead and create 2 instances with Ubuntu. So I'll name it as EKS Instance. Okay, for an instance, I'm naming it as EKS Instance. I'm going to select Ubuntu. I'll scroll all the way down. I'll select T2 large for this video. Okay, and I'll keep AMC-demo as my key pair, and I'll select the security group that is already there, that is Linux SG, and I'll give 28 GB of memory, which is free covered in the free tier. So rest of the things, I'll keep everything as default, and I'll make number of instances 2 here, and I'll click on launch instance. So what we have done is we have created 2 instances. If you scroll down and click on view instance, if you see here, we have 2 instances. So one, I'll name that as master. Let me save it. Okay, so let's expand a bit. The other one, I'll name it as node 01. Okay, I'll save that as well. So if you see here, the status check is still initializing. We will wait for a while and get back to you once both of them is completed. All right, if you observe carefully, the status check is 2 by 2 passed now. So what we'll do is we will log into the master node. So to keep it simple, I'm going to use EC2 instance connect method. I'll just click on connect. And if you see here, we are in the master node right now. Okay, so not exactly master node, but we have called this EC2 instance as a master node. So let's give it a moment. So if you see here, we have logged into the master node. So what I'll do is I'll just say, I'll assume the sudo privileges. To do so, I just need to type in sudo su hyphen and hit enter. Now you will have the root privileges. All right. So what I'll do is, for the sake of the clarity, I'll clear the screen now. Okay. I'll go back to my GitHub repository. If you see here, this command that you see, which you are seeing on screen right now, this needs to be run both on master node and the worker node. So what I'll do, I'll just quickly copy this. I'll come over here and I'll just paste the command that I copied and I'll hit enter. Okay, so it will take a moment to download all the things and it will install it. So do not ask me what we are installing right here, as you already know that we are installing Kubeadm. So this will take a few minutes. Okay, so in the meantime, what we can do is we can also log into the worker node. So I'll select worker node 1 here. We will follow the same procedure. We'll click on EC2 instance connect and connect here. So I'll make it to this part and I'll close this one. So let's check if this is done. Okay, it's still running. So again, we need to assume the sudo privileges. I'll type in sudo su hyphen and I'll hit enter. Now we are having the root privileges. I'll clear the screen and I'll run the same command, hit enter. All right, so we are running it parallelly on both master node and the worker node. So worker node is the one that you're seeing on right now. Let's go to the master node. If you see here, it is already done, right? So let's go and see what we have to do next. So this is done. This command, whatever you see right now, it should be run only on the master node. You see here, we need to initialize the Kubernetes master node. To do that, you need to run these commands. So what I'll do is I'll copy this. I'll come over here. Let me clear the screen for you. I'll just paste whatever I copied and I'll hit run. And this is going to, configure the Kubeadm till. Okay, so if you see, it is pulling all the things that are necessary. Okay, so let's give some time, and after that you need to run this command and you will get an output which needs to be added to the worker node. We will see that later. So this is still waiting. Let's see how much time it takes. All right, that is also done. Let's go ahead and copy the second command that needs to be run on the master node. So this is the one. I'll copy this and let me clear the screen so that it's visible to you clearly. I'll hit enter. So this is what we have gotten here. If you see, this is just to create a token so that the worker node can join using this token. So this is the token that we have. Okay, let's wait here. And we need to expose port 6443 because that's where the Kubernetes Kubeadm tool is running. All right. So what we'll do is we'll go back to the EC2 instance. I'll go to security group. I'll open the security group that I used. And let me check if port 6443 is available. Okay. So what I've done is I've already allowed all the traffic here. So instead of that, what I'll do is I'll edit inbound rule. Let me copy the port number so that I won't miss it. I'll scroll all the way down, click on add. Let me allow all TCP, or let me allow custom TCP, and I'll give the port number here, and I'll just say 0.00. I'll just say EKS so that I won't forget that, and I'll save the rules. That's all I have to do, right? So next, we'll go to the worker node and we need to run this command. Okay, so I'll copy this one. I'll go to my worker node. If you see, this is the worker node. I'll clear the screen and I'll run the command that I copied. It is asking, are you sure you want to run this? I'll say yes and hit enter, and that's all. It has run that. Now let's check what is the next step that we need to do. Here, if you see, it is asking us to paste the join command you got from the master node and append -v is equal to 5 at the end, and make sure either you are working as sudo user or use sudo before the command. Okay, so what they're saying is we need to copy this the command or the output that we got in the master node as part of running this Kubeadm token. Along with that, I need to add -v is equal to 5 at the end. So what I'll do is I'll just try to copy this. Let me copy everything so that I won't miss out anything. I'll copy this. I'll come here, paste the same command, and at the end, what I'll do is I'll just say -v is equal to 5. I hope that is what they're asking us to do. Let's verify it. Yeah, that's all we want to do, and I'll hit enter. Okay, basically what we are trying to do is we are asking our node to be part of the master node. Okay, so if you see here, it is asking us to run kubectl get nodes and see if we are getting the nodes properly or not. So we need to run this on the master node. So let's go to the master node. This is the master node. I'll clear the screen for you. I'll run this, and tada, if you see here, you have a control plane which is running from 3 minutes, and the version of Kubernetes is 1.29.0, and we have one worker node, that is this one. If you want, you can name it later, but if you see, we have one control plane and one node. And if you want to verify, if you see the IP address, it starts with 172.31.28.239. And if you go here, this is the IP of this particular EC2 instance, right? So which is acting as a node. So to verify, what we can do is let's go to the control plane and we can run kubectl run uh, nginx hyphen hyphen image is equal to nginx, and I'll hit enter. If you see here, the pod nginx has been created. So to get the pods, let's run kubectl get pods, and you see nginx is running without any failure. That means that everything is working fine. We have successfully deployed our Kubernetes Kubeadm tool on two of the EC2 instances. One is acting as a control plane and the other one is acting as a worker node. So yeah, that's all I had for this video. I think the purpose of the video is served. I wanted to just show you how to create this one so that this will help us in the future videos. So if you're liking the content that I'm creating, please consider subscribing and share it with your friends. Thank you, and I will see you in the next demonstration. Bye bye.